And we begin with the most dangerous of the five wildfires burning in our state, the Gladiator Fire. That's near Crown King. Moments ago, we did learn the fire has grown to 1,500 acres. Now, that is new information. It has destroyed 3 buildings, and right now there is no containment on this fire. ABC 15's Kimberly Chang is live where the Red Cross is set up. And Kim, you just got an update from crews about today's plan of attack. Good morning.
Connie, good morning. Yes, the people who are leading the firefighting efforts here at the Crown King Fire held a briefing just about 10 minutes ago to warn firefighting crews about the dangers that are up there once they get closer to the front lines. Now, there are 3 things that they're telling firefighters that they need to look out for. Rattlesnakes is one major concern. Also, the weather is going to be a major concern today because they're expecting wind gusts of up to 35 miles per hour, which really could affect fire suppression efforts. And a third is abandoned mines. They're telling us that there are a lot of abandoned mines up there, that they don't know where they are, and that fire crews really need to be careful where they step. Again, weather is going to be a major control and a major issue, I should say. And firefighter officials here telling us that they are planning on doing perimeter control today, but if the weather really picks up and causes greater concern, which they won't know until later today, then they probably will have to build a larger circle around that fire and just really prevent it from spreading further. And we are getting an update that the acreage has grown. It's now estimated to be about 1,500 to 1,600 acres. And again, there is a community meeting tonight at 6 p.m. and we should be learning more information. We'll keep you updated on abc15.com, and you can also follow tweets at Kimberly ABC15. Connie?
All right, thanks so much, Kimberly. And let's go up to Air 15 and get that unique perspective of this fire. Troy Barrett live in the skies for us. And Troy, as you look at this fire, yesterday when we were sharing the information with people, we were at 600 acres. Now we're learning from Kimberly we're at 1,500 to 1,600 acres.
Yeah, and Connie, this fire is quickly growing up over the ridge now. Give you a little bit of perspective. We were up here yesterday, and firefighters are really working hard. You can kind of see from this perspective here, you can see the green of the trees, but you can also see the orange of that fire retardant slurry that those big bombers, big planes have been putting down. And yesterday, they were working hard to save a couple of cabins up here. There's a cabin in particular that was very close to the flames yesterday. You can see how orange it is. They put the fire retardant right on that cabin there, and they actually managed to save that structure. There's also a little bit of a trailer down here, also in another little home site, where they put some fire retardant on that, and they actually moved the fire from just to the west around those structures and had the burn come up the structure, or excuse me, up the hill here toward the ridge. Now right here at the top of the ridge is another home site, no cabin on that site, but it was a build site. You can see all the smoke as it moves to the north, and it's beginning to go up and over the ridge, and I'm sure that's going to be the main focus for those firefighters today, how they're going to stop that going down the other side of that mountain.
Well, that's the thing, Troy, because with winds up to 35 miles an hour, maybe even more today, and things blowing west or east, northeast, what are we seeing from your vantage point that could be in the way there?
Connie, not much in the way at all to possibly stop this. There are a few roads on the backside of this mountaintop and the ridge of this mountain, but that's about it. From the ridge top all the way to the north, it's just wall-to-wall trees and brush. And with those high winds that Amy and Amber have been forecasting, they're really going to have to work hard to get this to slow down.
All right, Troy Barrett live for us in Air 15, right over the Crown King Fire that we've been following for you this morning. Kirk?
Yeah, let's jump onto the phone here. Representative Paul Gosar, who just tweeted out about half an hour ago regarding taking some legislative measures that may possibly prevent these wildfires from happening like this in the future. Representative, thank you for talking with us this morning. You tweeted this out. You're saying stay tuned. What do you hope could possibly help with this type of situation?
Well, one of the things we want to do, Kirk, is we want to streamline the process, because we know what we're enduring is we're becoming victims in our state. And this is another example, just like the Wildfire was last year, is that our forests are in such poor conditions, and we need to have some common sense put back into the schematic.
And when I was out there covering the Wildfire last year in Greer, a lot of people there were saying, something's got to be done, this shouldn't be happening. But then there are those that say this is a natural part of Arizona's environment.
No, that's not exactly true, because these are the biggest fires that we've had in the past. We've seen in previous decades, we've seen big fires that being 50 to 60,000 acres. And the problem, Kirk, is that we've got a problem with the Forest Service. We were supposed to have a contractor placed in starting to thin the forest that everybody has agreed to doing. And it's now middle of May, and we still have no contractor. So we've got a problem. The bureaucracy is not responsive, and we need to put some common sense protocols into place so that we can start thinning and benefit instead of being victims.
And timeline with something like this, I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. Thinning of the forest, I mean, the forest is huge. It would take a long time.
It would be, and these are the large tracts, but we saw some of this, the upheaval or the changes that we saw in the Wildfire when we started clearing small brush around Greer and the small areas up around the Wildfire. That's what saved these communities. And this is exactly what we need to try to get back to. And even in our committee hearings, the head of the Center for Biological Diversity gave our forests at best a D. On the way that we've maintained them. So this is a good possibility or a good opportunity to get some common sense changes in here and start getting back a renewable thinning type of a process. And all of us benefit, including our educational system.
Frustrating for you to see the people out there in this town being evacuated because of this?
Absolutely, and you start to see the areas of Springerville and Round Valley.
Yeah.
Here was a dynamic community, and today, they can only look at the forest. And instead, what we did is it took us, almost $300 million, if I'm not mistaken, to put out that fire, when we lost $2.5 billion of revenues that could have been generated, that it not only helped our economy of our state, but also helped our educational program because of the royalties that go to that.
Representative Paul Gosar, thank you for joining us to talk more about his plans to file legislation that would prevent possible future wildfires by using measures like thinning out some of the forest in our state.